today's time for a New Year's look. At New Year's I usually prefer to do a look that's not too complicated. Well, you know, not necessarily uncomplicated, but mainly something that's like not too difficult to remove. So I don't like using a lot of pencil or a lot of like cream base or a lot of eyeliner, because it's usually by the time I take my makeup off at New Year's Eve it's like 2 in the morning. Which isn't a time on which I'm very keen on having to spend an hour cleaning my face. So yeah, knowing myself, I'd be too lazy to properly remove it, and then the next day I'd have like eyeliner all over my face, and that wouldn't be the best way to start a new year. So I prefer to keep it sort of mild in terms of how much I put on. So yeah, this is what I came up with this year, so let's get started. Okay, as usual I'm gonna start out with the Maybelline Color Tattoo in Crème de Rose. Because it's New Year's looks, I just want, well, not really a natural look as you can see. But I do want it to be sort of open and not too much, because I usually count on being up until like 2 in the morning, and I just don't want to have to bother wiping off a whole lot of makeup, I guess. So yep, so I'm just going to apply this all the way to the eyebrow. For the next part, actually for all of the eyeshadow, I'm going to use the Naked 3 palette by Urban Decay. I'm also going to use a tissue. You could also use a business card or another pencil or tape or shadow shield, whatever you want to use. But I'm going to go for tissues because that just happens to be what I have lying around, and I think it's just easy that it's soft, and yes, I already used the tissue for the other eye. And it doesn't like stick to the skin at all, of course. So yeah, I'm just going to line it up sort of like in the other eye. That's basically the hardest part of this entire tutorial. And then I'm going to, can't show you the colors that I'm going to use like this because I won't have a free hand. But I'm going to use a nude shade at first. Like a sort of darker nude shade, taupe shade. And I'm going to put that in the crease. Make sure to keep the tissue or whatever you're using into one single place. And I'm mostly just going to concentrate on the outer part of the eyelid. And put it in the crease. Then I'm going to go over to dark side, which is a even darker dark shade. But darker taupe shade is what I'm trying to say. Sorry, the lamp just almost fell. And I'm just going to put that in the crease as well, obviously. At this point you don't have to worry about blending it in the inner corner, because, you know, it's just, as long as the outer part is nice, then you can just let go of the tissue later and blend this in peace without having to hold this arm up all the time. And then lastly I'm going to use Black Heart, which is a almost black shade, and I'm also going to put that on the eyelid. And also blend that inwards. And a little bit more. I really want the outer edge to be black. And then it's time to let go of the tissue and hope that it's even with the other eye, at least somewhat. And yeah, then just keep blending the inner part until it's smooth. Then I'm just going to highlight the brow bone, for which I'm going to use Strange, which is a off-white shade. And the short eyeshadow brush is also always used for that, because it fits perfectly underneath my eyebrow. And just apply that and sort of use the same brush to blend it into the crease color. And like that. And then it's time for the eyelid. I'm going to move on to a regular eyeshadow brush for that. And first I'm going to use the eyeshadow trick, which is the gold one. Out of all colors in this palette, this is the only one that has, you know, fallout, so be careful with it. But as usual, by the way, if you don't have this palette, you can use any sort of eyeshadows that have relatively the same color. I'm just going to put this all over the eyelid except for the inner corner, because I want it to be highlighted. So that's enough. Then I'm going to use Dust, which is this pale shimmery shade, and it's the same brush, but now I'm using the side of the brush. And highlight the inner corner. And I'm also putting that underneath the eye. And then I'm going to use the other side of the brush. Yes, it is a dual-ended brush. By Eco Tools, I think. Yeah, Eco Tools. And I'm going to use Blackheart again, the dark shade. To make a line underneath the lower lashes. I really connect it to the upper part. And then I'm just blending it forward. Until I reach the end of the lash line. Okay. Yep. Well, then the eyeshadow is almost done. I almost forgot a step again. I'm going to use the round brush, sort of small round brush, and dark side again to darken up the crease some more. And this brush isn't particularly useful at blending, so I'm mostly just going to apply this. And yeah, when I think there's enough product on there, I'm just going to use an angled brush, a larger one, to blend it out. Then it's time for pencil liner. This time I'm going to use the Essence one because again I want to use more different products. And yeah, this is also a, well, as you can see, it's been my favorite for a long time. It didn't come this short. It wasn't really like twice as long. But this is a really good eyeliner and it only costs 99 cents. It does need to be reapplied after a few hours, but for that price it doesn't really matter. So I'm just tight lining with it. To darken up the eye. And when that's done, I'm going to use liquid liner. This time I'm using the Rimmel Exaggerate liner. It is possible that this liner has different packaging now because this bottle is very old. And as you can see on the other eye, I'm not going to do a wing. I'm just basically going to put a dark line above the eye lid, above the eyelashes. Yeah. Just to make sure that the lash band from the fake lashes that I'm going to apply later doesn't really show up all that much. So yeah. Then I'm also going to use another eyeliner, the Yves Rocher gold eyeliner. It doesn't have a name, just a number, R202. And another number, which is 29474. I have no idea which one is the actual name of the color. But it's just a gold liner, sort of yellow gold. I'm going to put that in the center of the eyelid, above the black liner. And just use the brush itself to sort of blend it out. Just to give it some extra brightness in the center of the eyelid. Okay, and then after that I'm going to use fake eyelashes again. This time I'm using again the Scream Siren ones by Eylure. But this time I'm using the top ones because I hadn't used them in the video yet. This is 114 if I'm right. Yeah, 114. As you can see, they're really pretty, and yeah, so we'll just apply those and then get back to you. So now they're on there, and again I used the Eylure lash glue, which I actually tried out yesterday. It does actually stay on all day long, like the lashes do stay on all day long, despite what I originally feared. So yeah, it's really just the part of actually applying them that's sort of more difficult with this glue than with the Packard glue. So considering the fact that I need to practice on applying false lashes anyways, and also the fact that this eyelash glue is better for the lashes, I do think I'm going to keep using the Eylure lash glue. Just to see if I can actually manage to properly work with it at some time in the future. Yep. So yeah, in terms of mascara this time, again to change it up a bit, instead of the Catrice one, I'm using Yves Rocher Sexy Pulp mascara. Again, only on the lower lashes because I always tint my eyelashes black anyway. And I don't want to put mascara on the falsies. I didn't mean to put mascara on my nose either. If something like this happens, just wait for it to dry and then you can just wipe it off with a Q-tip. So, yep. While that's drying, I'll just apply Autumn Peach, which is an Essence Silky Touch blush. I sort of want the rest of the face to be sort of natural-ish. I don't know, I think it just, I like looks like that during like New Year, so yeah. And this just gives a healthy look to the face without making it too colorful, I guess. Okay, as I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by my camera's batteries dying. I'm going to apply, or I was applying Autumn Peach Blush. I have no idea where my camera exactly cut off, but I just applied it between the shaper and where I'm going to put the highlighter and just blend it out, like so. Then for highlighter I'm going to use a shade from the Naked 3 palette again, because I'm sort of lazy person who prefers to use eyeshadow as a highlighter. And I'm just going to use this fluffy blending brush for that, and the shade Dust, which I also used on the inner corner. And just spread that on the highest point of the cheekbone. And because I'm going to use a nude, or a nude lip shade, but also a matte one, I'm also applying this to the Cupid's bow, just to give it a little bit of shimmer, like that. And then I think the mascara is dry enough, so I just grabbed a Q-tip and just wipe it off. And you know, if needed, you can just apply some more foundation over it, but it's pretty much gone now. Right now I'm applying a sleek Matte Me Ultra Smooth Matte Lip Cream, which looks like this. And yeah, instead of the applicator, this is called a birthday suit by the way, instead of the applicator I'm using a brush because I have this in my makeup kit and also use on other people, so you know, hygienic reasons. So this is the finished look. Hope you enjoyed watching this. I hope you'll have a wonderful New Year's Eve. Yeah, thank you very much for watching and see you next time. Bye! And then it's time to add some color. And I'm going to use here the Decay Electric palette for that, simply because it has like a lot of bright colors, so yeah. And I almost put my finger into one of them.